The decisions we make during this conference are decisions which are life and death. A truck driver, fatigued, extraordinary long hours. He'd already worked 14 hours straight. He drove off the road and killed those two people instantly. Now that driver has spent the last 3 years in jail. Those two family members that lost their loved ones, they blame the economic employers. They blame his employer for pushing him out. And they blame the employer who employed him, who pushed them out and killed their husbands. That truck driver, after 3 years in jail, another 6 months of his term committed suicide because he couldn't handle his respect what happened. That's why these people need to be held to account.
While our work is obviously not complete, and it may never be complete, it's time to set our course for the next 5 years.
What are we doing about exploited seafarers around the world moving in to countries where the government are using these seafarers to take away, in our instance, Australian jobs? And I've got to say, that should be a major, major priority for the ITF. We've got to fight this. We've got to fight it.
And we also need to make sure that any changes in technology, that our members have the opportunity to be reskilled and retrained so that they also become organized workforce and that it's not slipping away in a union-busting exercise.
This VR, especially for me, is a real experience to know how they lives in the daily jobs and daily work environment.
You feel like you're right there, that you're actually in it, doing it. And so the fact that you can turn and see all of the various facets, angles, it is truly a three-dimensional light show.
I'm hoping that we're going to get a pretty positive return from this room because we've put aviation right at the centre of the next 5 years for ITF. And this is a sector that needs industrial and campaigning muscle, but we also need policy development, regulations, enforcement, rules, laws. We are in there assessing them and setting agendas. That's how serious we are about aviation.
2 weeks ago, 85 of us lose the job overnight. Comparing with the other base closure in Singapore base, they're able to give a 9 months advance notice to their base crew in Singapore. But in Hong Kong this time, it was a same-day summary dismissal. We need to tell all the affiliates, thank you. Overnight, it's been raised over £50,000 to support this group of poor workers in Hong Kong.
So we will have brothers and sisters from Colombia, from Morocco, from India, as well as from Mozambique, and they will present on 4 specific projects on union building.
And we want to work with you on strengthening your organizing skills, because eventually we want to go out there into the workplace and organize workers to join the union.
It's been shown that women are more likely to be in jobs that are threatened by these developments. And if we aren't sufficiently organising and involving women transport workers as part of this debate, then what we will find is that we are more squeezed out of the industry. I'm talking about women here, but the same principle applies if we only worry about drivers and not about warehouse workers, if we only worry about older workers and not younger workers. We've got to be there for everybody.
We are ITF.
We are ITF.
Nous sommes ITF.
We are ITF.
Some ITF.
Some ITF.
ITF. We are ITF.
We are ITF.
We are ITF.